Hey YouTube, it's JrbJobber here. Gonna be doing a deck profile on my Undefeated Yu-Gi-Oh! Day tournament-winning Monarch deck. This deck is really awesome. I really like it a lot. It reminds me of old school anti-meta Monarchs that I actually did a deck profile on years and years ago on the channel. So it's super awesome deck. I went undefeated, like I was saying, 6-0. I played against 1 Cosmo and 5 Pepe decks. Super awesome deck. Really enjoy it. And if you do, please post a comment below. Like, subscribe for more. And if you do, you have a chance of winning a free booster pack. My nuts in the comments of tomorrow's video. And on that, let's just get this deck profile rolling. So we basically got 3 of this dark guy. He's super awesome. His effect does not target. When you tribute summon for him, you basically send 2 different Monarch spell or traps from your deck to the graveyard, and you can shuffle 1 card from either your opponent's hand, field, or graveyard back into the deck. And in either player's main phase, so this guy's in your graveyard, you can discard 1 Monarch spell or trap, then add basically 1 Monarch from your graveyard to your hand. So you can add himself or this guy right here. This one right here is pretty awesome. You can banish 1 of your Monarch spell or traps, and you can special summon it from your hand and tribute summon. And when this monster is tribute summoned, even on your own turn, tribute summon, you can you send 2 different Monarch spell or traps. You can special summon 1 Monarch from your deck. So you can even special summon himself, and then on the end phase of that turn, the monster that was special summoned gets added to your hand. So you go, say your first turn, tribute, special summon this, and on your end phase, add it back to your hand. So it's really nice, especially if you have a Stormforce set and you're playing against Cosmos and whatnot. So help set up those plays. For pretty much my anti-meta tributes, I ran a double Vanity's Fiend and 1 Majesty's Fiend. I played against Cosmos. I just automatically won when I put the Vanity's Fiend on the board. So that was a blowout. Really good. I really like him a lot. The only issue with the Vanity's Fiend, the Majesty's Fiend flows a little bit better with the deck because you have this Monarch spell. You have to reveal a 2000 attack or a 2400 attack with 1000 defense, and Majesty's Fiend has the exact same stats as the normal Monarch, so you can reveal this from your hand and then use that reinforcements effect to add a Monarch spell. So it sometimes gets in the way when you only have a Vanity's Fiend, but I mean, I haven't had that much of an issue, but that is one of the problems with it. We have 3 of the Dark Dew, and this monster is summoned. You're allowed a tribute summon additional to your normal summon. Also, if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it and essentially special summon this. And this guy right here is kind of like a tour guide for the deck. Really awesome. So when you normal summon it, you can special summon a 800 attack, 1000 defense from your deck. I'm only running these, so you can special summon this. And this one will allow you to tribute summon the same turn. So then you can tribute summon this or both of them off, and then put 1 of your Mega Monarchs or Monarch on the field. This one's really cool because when it gets sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 banished Monarch spell or trap. So that really comes in handy a lot, cycling and getting all your stuff back and whatnot. So I really enjoyed that. And then my 3 hand traps, I ran 3 Maxi. I Maxied one of the Pepe decks for, gosh, it was something crazy like 12 or something. He was going for it. So yeah, that's a really good card. Punishes a lot of plays. That's it for the monsters. Onto the spell cards. We got 3 of the field cards. The field card is so good. It's like a floodgate card, and it just folds with the deck really well. So you can decrease your Mega Monarchs by 2 levels to make them all single tributes with this effect. Also, when one of your Monarchs attacks a monster, it gains 800 attack during the damage calc. And then if you control a tribute summon monster and your opponent does not control a tribute summon monster, they can't special summon monsters from their extra deck. They can still special summon from their hand, but just not from their extra deck. So that's really brutal. And then they have the Monarch Stormforth. It's basically like a soul exchange. You can tribute summon 1 of your opponent's monsters. It's really nice with the light one, and it being a quick play, you can set this, and then you can tribute off their monster on their turn for the light dude. Of course, you have to tribute off 1 of yours, but you have those light and dark dudes. And also the trap card, Prime, you put that on the field as well. So it's never been a problem. So this is really good against Cosmos. And this card's just amazing in this deck. This is basically like a reinforcement of the army for the deck. Like I was saying, you reveal 1, basically like a Monarch, a 2000 attack or 2400 attack, 1000 defense monster from your hand. You can add 1 Monarch spell or trap. So that's really cool. I like that. And most of the time when you're doing that, I mean, you can sometimes go right into a Stormforth, but then you got this. This is essentially like a Destiny draw. You discard 1 Monarch spell or trap from your hand, and then you draw 2 cards. That's amazing on its own. And then it has like a Pot of Duality effect, but even better than Duality. You can banish it from your graveyard. Then you can reveal 3 Monarch spell or traps from your deck. They don't even have to be different. They could be the same one. So there's been so many times I just banish it and reveal 3 Stormforth if you need it. Then your opponent adds 1 to your hand. And yeah, just so it's incredible. And the light guy, when he goes to the grave, you can basically add your Destiny draw back to your hand. So it's just super incredible card. Return to the Monarch. It's a pretty good card. I mean, the newer builds, they're coming out with the emergency teleport and everything. I mean, they're running like 3 of this. I was running 1. I like it. It's a really easy way to play around Solemn Strike. You can tribute for your Monarch and make it Monarch Chainlink 1, then this makes it Chainlink 2, then they can't Solemn Strike you. So that's a good way to play around Solemn Strike. So overall, and then, I mean, Solemn Strike's like, it's a pretty good card against the deck, but I mean, if you're not activating your Monarch's effects and just beating them down, I mean, they can't really do much with them anyway. I beat a guy he was playing Cosmos, and he had a 3 Solemn Strike set, and I just kept beating him down with the Vanity's Fiend. So it's just one of those kind of games. I played 3 Upstart Goblin, basically just to thin the deck out faster, draw into your combo pieces quicker. Foolish Burial, I love Foolish Burial. The reason why is because it just sets up so many different kind of plays. So there's been plays where I'd summon this, and then on the summon they would like warning it, and then you could Foolish Burial this from your deck, then banish it, and then special summon this, and then tribute summon. Also, you can just straight up Foolish Burial the light dude, and you'll be able to get one of your banished Monarch spells and traps. You can also Foolish Burial this guy, and then discard one of your Monarch spells and traps, and then you can add him, or say you have him in your grave, you can add that, or you can even add Majesty's Fiend from your graveyard to your hand. So I really like Foolish Burial a lot. Adds a lot of versatility to the deck. Reinforce of the Army, the only target for it is basically the tour guide of the deck, this card right here. So you really want to open with it, especially in this build. So that's why you want to run the Reinforced in there. And then I was running 2 Solemn Scolding. It caught off so many people off guard. It was just absolutely incredible. I had a guy punching someone for 4 from his hand, and I just was scolding him for all 4. It's really, really amazing. My idea behind this in the deck was almost like the Nekroz to Jin lock. So I want to be able to have the field cards and a tribute summon monster plus this to be able to protect my combo, or say a Vanity's Fiend in this. So basically just like you protect your lock. If you're locked them down from special summoning, you want to protect that so they don't out it with a Dark Hole or Twin Twister or whatever. So this card right here it was just amazing. And just on its own, I mean, you pay 3,000 life points, you negate and destroy anything. Spell, trap, monster effect, monster summon, special summon, anything. It is amazing. It's probably one of the best, if not the best, counter trap card in the game today. I love it. And then we have 3 of Prime Monarch. Basically, you can activate this if it's set, and you can shuffle 2 Monarch spells and traps from your graveyard back into your deck, and you draw 1 card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can do this on either player's turn. Banish 1 other Monarch spell or trap, and then special summon it. And then it's at 2,400 defense, 1,000 attack, and you contribute it. So it's just absolutely amazing, and that's pretty much always what I do with it. That's it for the main deck. So we'll move over to the side deck. On the side deck, we're starting a double Light and Darkness Dragon. And the reason behind the Light and Darkness Dragon was basically for the mirror matches. If you go first and you're able to put this on the board, it doesn't matter if you really go first. If you just put this on the board in a mirror match, it's just so hard for them to have to try to get around this. Because, I mean, if this is on the board first turn, I mean, for them to try to play around, I mean, they're going to have like a bait card, like a Reinforcement, a Stormforth, and a single tribute monster to be able to get around it. I mean, there's other ways to get around it, but it's just really, really difficult. And, when you're trying to get advantage in a mirror match, that's basically what you're trying to do. So this card in the mirror match, MVP, I absolutely love it. I wouldn't change it. I cited the second Majesty's Fiend for Cosmos when I'm going first. So when I'm going first, I'd side this in, and I'd side in the Scolding and the 2 Curse Seals. I'll get into that in a second. So that's just one of the combos. I cited 3 hand traps, the 3 effect failures. Really, really good in the mirror match and whatnot. This is kind of a last second idea when I was in the tournament, going back and forth with it. I like it. It's pretty good. Forbidden Chalice is another one of those effect negation cards, and it's kind of nice because you can activate it from your hand. So they try to put the Light Monarch on the board on your turn. You can Chalice it, and then you just end up beating over it, and then just all kinds of other alternate. I mean, it's just effect negation card. You can even give your monsters an attack boost too. So it's a really good card, and it was basically there for the mirror match, and then for Fog King. Being Fog King sucked. So you activate that, negate it, and then basically it's a 400 attack monster in your way. You just beat through it. So really, really good. I was citing 3 Twin Twister for those heavy back row decks. And it's just a really good card overall because people try to side, Massacre Strict and everything. So it's a good counter side card. So I really liked it at 3. And then, there's other heavy back row decks too, like Burning Abyss and other things like that. So like I was saying, when I was going first, when I was like, say I'm playing against Pepe, any kind of deck kind of like that, I'd always decide those 4 cards in every time. And Curse Steel, the Forbidden Spell, was just super, super amazing. I beat a guy because he twin twisted me immediately, and I had this, so I stopped it. And then I think he opened with 2, so he couldn't even activate it. And then he drew the second one, and he just ended up scooping. So the card you negate with it, they can't activate for the remainder of the duel. So he was just drawing these dead cards. So that's really, really good. All you do is discard 1 spell card from your hand to negate any spell card your opponent activates and destroy it. And they can't activate any more copies of that card for the remainder of the game. So, it's just hitting key cards and stuff like that was really, really crucial. Then the third Scolding, basically, so you just draw it. You just want to open with this card. You want to open with that combo immediately. And the same thing with this Majesty's Fiend. That was the point behind it. Basically, just kind of like a little mini lock. And I really enjoyed it a lot. I really, really like this deck. I like this build. There are these new builds that are coming out with the emergency teleport and whatnot. I don't know. I mean, I'll try it out and everything, but I really like this build. It's just pure. It really gets to the point. I really like it a lot. You can alter some things. I mean, probably now, since Pepe is still really explosive, but not as explosive. I mean, you could cut down the maxis and swap them out for effect veilers in the main. So, I mean, there's some things like that you can do. But overall, I really, really enjoyed the way the deck ran. I love it. This deck's like my new hero deck, and I love this playmat too. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but yeah, so it has all the mini guys, the mini versions of all of them. It's super cool looking. Definitely going to keep this mat forever. It goes well with the hero mat. And there's the hero mat right there. It's one of my favorite mats. I've had that for a really long time. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Please post, comment below, subscribe for more. And Jobber here is signing off.